battle buddy. Everybody should always have a battle buddy. This has been said every single training since training started. If you are by yourself, you are in the wrong. And you should go find somebody. If your battle buddy gets called away to do something, say breach something, point man, combat engineer, go find another battle buddy. If you find a spot that's advantageous, you need to call it out, ask for somebody to come with you, make sure your lead knows where you are, and take that point. Any questions so far? Alright, always know your rules of engagement, practice discipline. You're lucky, basically all survivors are holed up right now due to the WD migrations and the bandit situation going on. So there's a pretty low chance you'll see a survivor, but still, always exercise that discipline. Alright, directions. North is the top right corner of your screen, west is the top left corner of your screen, south is the bottom left corner of your screen, east is the bottom right corner of your screen. Any questions? Alright. When you guys are loading up in a Vic, exercise that Z muscle, Z for zebra. Alright, get in the back and then hold it, exercise it again and move up to the front. You cannot enter the vehicle if two people are sitting in the back blocking the way for people to get in. This was a problem during one patrol and it almost led to a couple people dying because you guys weren't able to load into the deuce fast enough. So let's make sure that never happens again. You do one action to move into the vehicle and then another action to move as far in as possible. Do not make sure there's no space between you and the furthest person in. How copy?
Roger that, sir.
Copy.
Alright, good. Going back to splitting up teams, make sure they're even. Alright, you should always be practicing battle buddies. Say, for example, if you've got 7 people, it shouldn't be 1-3-3. I think that's the example that was brought up to me earlier. It should probably be more like 4-3. But you gotta do what you can with odd numbers. But if you've got odd, then make sure no one's left out. There's no one odd man out.
May I, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
The big thing is no one by themselves. I've seen a couple of patrols in the past week that the patrol lead was like, I'll run by myself. That's a big no-no. That was it.
Yep. Obviously, the lead will need to be more free to make commands and such, but you're not going to be by yourself. You are going to be part of one of the teams. Alright. Do we have any marksmen here? Alright. Well, just a reminder, marksmen. When you are in formation and you guys are moving through areas, traversing, make sure you're zoomed all the way out and zoomed all the way to the side of your screen. That's why we typically only allow private first class and above to be marksmen, because they have to learn how to stay with the unit so they're familiar with our formations and maneuvers, while also not even looking at their character. Why do we do this? Is because so we can have early warning that there could be an elevated OP4 that would have a pretty good sight line on us. So make sure your marksmen are following that directive. Okay? Alright. Cover your sector at all time. Have some situational awareness. When you guys are pull up to an area, all your lead should have to say is pull security, and then you got a guy watching north, you got a guy watching south, and so on and so forth. If you are watching an area and someone else is already watching an area, pick a different sector. Make sure all your sectors are covered. You should not have to be explicitly told, hey, cover north, hey, cover south. Sometimes that will happen because of the nature of your capabilities and what they're expecting from that direction, but for the most part, let's exercise some independence there. Alright. When you spot an enemy contact, say WDs for example, we're not going to be saying WDs north, WDs west. Do your best, to the best of your ability, to give the most information to your lead in the most concise way possible. So what we're going to do is lone WD, obviously that's one WD. You'll just say lone WD north. That's it. If you encounter 3 to 10, it's a small group. 10 to 20, 10 to 30, that's a medium group. And then anything more than 30 is a horde. Alright, and a horde requires our attention, our full attention. So when you see something of that size, you're just going to say horde north, horde south. Copy? We're not going to be saying horde, 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 or anything. When shit's going down, that's what horde means. Okay, cool. Any questions so far with what I've said? Alright. Let's break up into two teams here. Mulcahy to my left, your guys' right. You guys are team 1. Kroggle to my right, your guys' left. Team 2. Go ahead, split up. I want you both to get into a staggered column facing south. Let's get 2 separate formations.
Who's the team? Who's the leader of this group?
Kroggle is.
Whoever gets in the front. So, Littleberry, there you go.
Oh, Littleberry.
Okay, congratulations. Alright, everybody hold, stop shifting. So, we have 2 main methods of traversing through terrain. Typically a staggered column or a double column, and wedges. If the area is more narrow, say you're walking on a street through woods, or a path through woods, probably going to be in a column situation. If you're same with the urban environment, if you're going through a field, you know, I probably elect to use the wedge for more all-around visibility. It's also pretty easy to collapse into a line since everybody's spaced out into what would be a line. They just have to line up on the point man. So when you're in a staggered column, make sure you're staggered with the team parallel to you, just like that, and then staggered within your own line, so you're not taking collateral fire. But besides that, that's pretty good. Anyone have any questions with this? Alright, so obviously you're going to be looking at the sector that you are positioned at. And I'd probably put the more experienced guy at the back as well, instead of a private. Alright, let's go ahead. Both teams get into wedges on your point guy. Your leader.
On me.
Alright, so you guys are both in balance. This one's a heavy left. So you expect contact from direction. It's perfectly fine to shift a couple guys over to make the lines unbalanced. So you'd say heavy left. You could say Kroggle, swap left, however you want to do it. Any questions there? Alright, let's have everybody collapse on a line on me facing south. Line on me, line on me. Still,
Stick with your teams.
there's still plenty of space to my right, but that's fine. No one run into that light pole. Alright, so our bread and butter for dealing with contact, typically from one direction, our front, wherever that may be. You'll have a guy in the back, typically the lead, so that they're more free to issue commands and observe the situation. You'll have MGs in the middle, crouched or prone, pointed at wherever the most contacts come from. Let's see here. You would medics on the end. Medics would be more towards the middle. Guys on the flanks, you would be watching the flanks, obviously. Alright. So say you guys have been holding this line, and now you guys will need to adopt an L-shaped formation to deal with the threat coming from other directions. They're still coming south, but now they're also coming from the west. Good move. Alright, so typically your lead will call it out. They'll say, hey, Team 1 or Team 2, shift to line west. And when they say that, that's your guys are going to adopt a L-shaped formation, alright? No cracks. Alright, good. Horde to the south has been cleared. Horde from the west is still coming. Now there's a horde from the north. What are we doing? Alright, now both hordes north and west have been completely dealt with. Now it's south and east. How are we adopting? Sorry, adapting. Alright, good. Does everybody get this concept?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's get into a single line facing south again. Now, I've seen reports that you guys are kind of more creeping back, which, you know, can be fine if you don't need to get the hell out of Dodge. But sometimes you just can't do it, alright? And if you start creeping back initially and then try to bound, it's going to be bad news for you because they're going to be too close already, alright? So, rolling, is that what you guys are doing? Yeah, so rolling lines, either forward, backwards, they're fine. But you guys need to be careful because these WDs are as fast, if not faster, than some of you. and as fast as all of you. So let's keep that in mind. All right, we need to be hauling ass away while providing support, and then continuing that process. So what we do is bounding maneuver. You guys notice, hey, guns are jamming up. Ammo situation, you guys are teetering onto red. You're not going to be able to sustain this position, basically. One of your leads going to call out Team 1, bound back. And then the team that's called out to bound back will bound back about 20 meters. So let's go ahead and see that now. Team 1.
Green, I want you to lead Team 2. Oliver, I want you to lead Team 1.
Alright. Copy. Team 1, bound back.
Bounding.
Set. Alright,
Alright,
Team
when
2,
they
let's
call
move, let's
set,
move.
Go.
Hold it. Set. Set.
I can't remember the rest of our team.
I don't know.
Bounding. Set.
Set. Let's move.
Yeah,
Moving.
that team gets more.
Alright,
Our team
hold.
got way smaller.
Come back.
Team 2 grew.
Set.
They were hungry.
Come back to the kill house. Alright, that was good. You guys already failed the first thing I told you, which was know your team. Let's try to remember your team, guys.
Hold on, I have to take a break.
Um,
I can't leave right now. Just give me a second. Okay.
That was the first test, and you failed. Any questions with bounding? Cool. Alright.
Do you want to split the teams again, since everyone seems to have messed up?
Yeah. I think,
You want me to
Yeah, I
do
was gonna say we kind of got parted quite a bit there.
we had a
that's
couple of
fine.
late arrivals too.
Okay, so the medbay SOP is changing how the medics do things, so this will be revealed in due time. However, things for you will not change. So if you are hit with a wound, you need to call out that you are injured. Try not to plug up comms, but you know, you are a priority. So shout out that you're injured, I'm hit, I'm shot, I'm bit, any of these things, and cover yourself, or not, sorry, attend to yourself, you know, throw a bandage on, stop the bleeding, just staunch it for now. And then move to where the medics are. The medics should have heard where you were, and you know, they would have responded. Someone would have told you where the medics were, hopefully, which is why it's important for everybody to know where you are at all times, right? Don't go off on your own little side mission. We need to know where everybody is. And then you will go to the medic. The medic will not come to you. If you are truly fucked in a situation, you could just yell out, I'm stuck, you know, and just hold tight. Well, you're gonna have to work out with the guys immediately close to you, your battle buddy. Since your battle buddy obviously never left your side, they're gonna help hold your position, and try to get you help. Alright? Alright, let's go over breaching. Let's get Team 1 stocked up.
Okay.
Whoever thinks they're on Team 1.
Come on,
Jesus,
Team 1.
just half of you.
Alright, you're on Team 1. What the hell?
So the
I
role
yelled at
of...
my team leader being told I was on Team 2.
What?
Kim, you're on Team 1 now.
Okay.
Kim, you okay?
Also,
Kim? You're on team 1.
I'll
Can
join
you there?
team 1, sir.
Thank you, Marco. Alright.
Okay, this is team 1 now,
The
remember?
role of breacher has been done away with. If you know anybody that still has the breacher role, tell them to work out with their squad leader to select a different role. So if you've got the space to carry a crowbar, feel free. The
Notice.
same rule applies. Combat engineers are still the only ones allowed to carry sledges. But if you've got the space to carry a crowbar, you can. Now the breacher will check the door for a lock. They'll check the door for an alarm. And if you don't know how to do that, go read the book in the library. It's a pretty how-to for dummies. So you'll just check both of those. If you guys are going loud, you just let them know, hey, door's locked. There's no alarms. They'll let you know, all right, breach. You'll breach the door. You'll combat stance, move off. Watch out, because you're gonna be stuck holding your crowbar and swapping in that animation to your weapon. You don't want to be caught here with that door open while that's going down. So right when they pop it and they're moving off, guy that's on point is moving in. They're either calling left, right. Whoever's going in after them, you're gonna be taking the opposite direction. All right. And the key here is flood. We want to get more guns on the enemy than they have on us. It's pretty simple. Alright, let's go ahead and see it.
Alright, checking door, checking for lock, checking for alarms. It's unlocked. Going to breach. 3, 2, 1.
Am I right?
Go, go, go.
Go left.
Flood it, flood it, flood it, flood it.
Flood.
Alright, yep. So you're gonna move along the wall and then slowly gain depth as you guys clear. Hold any egress point,
Like
like
this
a
open
door or a window. Alright,
Alright, moving in the store. Team 1 stuck. Head the other side, Mulkai.
now remember, breachers closing the door behind them.
Oh,
Good job.
thanks. Checking for lock, checking. Unlocked. Alright, breaching in 3, 2, 1, go.
Go on.
Make sure you hug the walls, make sure you're watching your sectors.
Alright, Milton. If you're gonna cross a window like that, I would prefer your gun to be pointed out of it instead of away. Alright? Alright.
Alright. Somebody else want to breach?
You guys hold here.
Okay,
Or actually, yeah, breach into the next room.
Okay. Somebody else breach.
And
You
then
saw how I did
hold.
it.
Alright.
Yogi's breaching, so get on this
May
wall.
over to Bits. Go ahead, stack up.
If you're not
outside.
breaching, get on this wall.
Kroggle, on the side.
Krugel! Krugel! Over here, Katana Boy.
Alright, let's see you guys breach.
First man set. Going right.
Flood.
Go, get in that fucking room, guys.
Don't go past any doors, don't go past any doors. You don't want to ever put your back to a door you don't know what
Breachers
the hell is
closing the door
behind.
them. Alright, go breach this next door west. Alright, next group.
Take it.
Stack up.
Oh, hi.
Green, you're still in charge.
Alright, we'll hold here.
You guys
till
breach
they
this door
catch
now.
up.
Breach this door now.
Let's hit this one.
Still
I
someone.
haven't read the book.
Oh yeah, why not? Fuck it. Alright,
I
stuck
can't.
up on the store.
Alright,
Alright,
this door
checking
for
for
me.
Is
alarms.
breaching.
No alarm. The lock.
First man
the
going
lock.
I
left.
know what to do. You ready to breach,
Breaching in
boys?
3, 2.
Doors. Oop.
Alright, good.
Don't do that! Don't do that!
Alright. Now let's go over silent breaching. The breacher is going to look at the door that they're breaching, and this is if you guys want to, be
Yeah,
quiet
breach
and not
door.
alarm every
Everybody
op 4
stack it
that
up.
you're breaching their building. They're going to, in combat stance, melee twice
Chicken door.
at the door, and then everyone that's stacked up and ready to breach will melee one time in response. Alright? Do not melee and then get into position. Once you melee,
Alright.
that means you're ready to go. So let's see it.
Okay.
What's the melee button again?
I got a door over here. It's already open.
Don't try that again.
Why does this keep happening?
I'm just
Go,
opening
go,
the door.
go.
Go, Mackay, go.
Left.
Right off
Fuck
clear.
your mama.
Alright.
Moving back.
You guys go over silent breaching with bits in the next room.
Alright, stack up on next door.
Alright. Let's breach this
Over-
one silent.
over here.
So when I go in the door, go opposite to me. Don't go the same direction as me. Go off to the other side.
Let's
So
pretend
since
there's
you're
a
the
door
team
here.
leader, you have to do the
It's-
initial
We'll pretend there's a door here.
Let's get over here.
Alright,
Don't stack up.
If you're doing the silent
Alright.
or the bridge, you melee
Checking
twice.
for alarms. Oh wait, am I going in first or am I
Hold on,
checking
hold
for
on,
door?
hold on. We're gonna stack. No,
Jesus
you're not.
Christ.
We're silent breaching. That's where we're practicing. Okay, hold on. What are you guys doing?
Left.
Alright, room's clear.
Alright.
Got another
Yes.
stack. Gonna pie and get in my position.
Come on, stack up.
Alright, let's see it.
I'll go right.
That silent. I'm meaning do
Oh,
not
what the-
say words.
Okay, sorry.
Clear.
One more time. From the beginning.
Team 2 on me. East side.
Alright, does everyone in Team 1 feel comfortable with silent breaching?
We can do it once more. Real quick.
Alright,
Fine.
then let's follow me. We're gonna go to the other door over here. In this room, where the first LT is. Oh wait, never mind, they're doing that one. We'll just do this one.
Jays, you're too
It's over
close
here,
to
buddy.
the wall. Step
Door
away
over
from the wall.
Or we won't do this one.
Martinez, where you at, brother?
This door
Oh,
here.
yeah, where Yogi is.
He's in
Stack up on Yogi.
Alright.
So it's one melee, and then everybody responds with one melee, and the second melee means go.
Yes, the second melee is main scope, yes. And them opening
Right,
the door.
right. Right.
Room clear. You're clear. Alright, let's check
Alright,
the
let's
long
get-
wall again.
Alright. Once you guys are done, let's meet back up here. We're going over,
Alright. Running the rabbit.
yep.
But why a rabbit?
Alright, when you're inside a building, you'll come across situations where hallways will intersect each other all the time. Those are LDAs, linear danger areas. The end result of all of these are the same, flooding. The initial contact will vary depending on what your lead wants to do and what the situation demands of you. So, first one is running the rabbit. You're gonna have a guy parked up at the corner. This is the runner. Their purpose is to sprint across faster than what I did, and create a moving target. And like what Sergeant Drum did is he just popped around the corner and hopefully eliminated the target. All right. Any questions? Let's run it. Whoever's stacked up, let's go.
Team 1 or Team 2, right?
It's
Let's
team
team
one
one.
right now.
Or, okay.
Go, go, go.
Bits go.
You guys need to
No,
be
no.
faster.
We didn't go
It's-
over that part, and we do
I-
have new private.
Bits, you run first. Let's do that again.
One more time.
You guys to be fair.
Bits, you get up front and you run across.
Yeah, this is my first time.
So, do you mind, LT?
It's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, after the first person rabbits, The second person
Yes.
goes in the hallway, and then the third person comes behind them, and you basically flood
Exactly.
the hallway. Third person, fourth person, and make sure you're running or sprinting to get into position. Other than that, second person.
All right, Bits, come back. You run across the hallway.
All right, run it.
Nice, much better. All right, you guys move off. Next team go. Whoever's there. There we go. Perfect. Let's go. Nice, without even a single word. That was good. That was fast. You guys move off. Next team. Let's go. Last guys. All right, that was a little slow. Tried to do the same thing, but
he was so
didn't work out.
confused. The reason
One more time.
I didn't move is because I was confused. I thought they already went. That's my apologies. Let's try it again.
Nice. Better. Alright, does anybody have any questions with that? Alright.
I think there's another
the-
team hiding back here that didn't go.
Has anyone not gone?
We went.
No, they went.
We went.
Oh, okay.
Just
The
went
first team, line back up. We're gonna, or stack back up on the corner. We're gonna go over pushing the threat. So this is basically the opposite. First guy is gonna come around the corner, boom, and then immediately you guys are gonna flood. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see it. Nice. Next group. Keep in mind, it's always situational. There is always, the rest of the building as well. You want a guy to come up on this corner and watch the hallway. It's your prerogative. Make sure, everyone's covering their sectors and threats are being eliminated. It's tough to give out a standard procedure on how to do that, but, use your best judgment. Alright. You guys move off. That was good. Next team. Last team.
We just keep gaining people. The blow off.
Somehow,
It's
man. I'm
horrendous.
no. Ready?
Alright, let's go.
It's fine.
I'm in.
Okay, maybe jog, don't sprint.
That'll do. Alright, what's the difference? When do we use what? When to use whatever? I typically prefer running the rabbit. It's tough for the off-road to react to, and they will react, typically, unless they're pretty smart. But say there's a chair in the middle here, a wall or something that's dividing it, and it's only 2 tiles deep. You wouldn't really be creating a moving target if you were running the rabbit. You just have a guy sprinting out, getting shot, and then the guy coming around the corner getting shot, and it would just be a shit show. Alright, any questions? Let's move outside.
Oh my god. Okay.
Dude, niggas door.
School circle time.
Alright, we're finishing up here. We're just going to go over kind of more out of character PvP rules. This will be important to know. So, cover versus concealment. Anything that is waist high to say chest high counts as concealment. If it's a solid, really solid object. It doesn't have to be solid. It just has to cover. Sorry, that's a bad use. It just has to conceal you. So yeah, this crate here works great. Bushes, hedges also work as well. So that means that the op4 cannot see you. Okay, as long as you do not pop your head out and they seem to catch that, okay? And then they'll probably fire in that general direction. If you're behind cover, so say a concrete barrier, armored Vic, you are not allowed to be shot at. And this goes the other way around. If you see Op 4 behind the same thing, crouched, you cannot shoot at them either. Trust me, you don't want us to take advantage of that. So keep that in mind. Cover versus concealment. There's more information on the PvP rules. But yeah, any questions with that? All right. When you guys are going through, you know, sledges are great, and they offer a great advantage against entrenched Op 4. But realistically, you're not breaking through a concrete wall with rebar in it. You're not breaking through solid metal, I guess, depending on how thick it is. But just don't do it. We're not allowing it. We will call pause, and then we'll have to rebuild the wall. And you guys will have to go around. It's not going to be very immersive for anybody, but we do these things for a reason. We can't have you guys bypassing a whole section that we created that would realistically be safe from penetration from the outside. So please keep that in mind. I'd love to see you guys creating your own doorways in buildings, but please try to keep it to wood and brick. I know sometimes it's pretty tough to tell, but we're going to try to do a better job of announcing these things on the briefing, like saying that the buildings are going to be made out of concrete or brick in the terrain section. So we'll try to do a better job on our end. Please try to do a better job on your end, and I think we'll be good there. Any questions? All right. When we are dealing with Op 4, our bread and butter, 4 Fs, find, fix, flank, finish. Find the enemy where the fire is coming from. Fix them with suppressing fire. You'll do this by typically an MG pointing in that direction, saying suppressing north, and then shooting. MGs, please keep in mind the cover rule. If we're behind a solid building, don't suppress the building itself. I know it seems weird, but the bullets will penetrate, and we don't want that. So please fire off to the side of the actual target, but we will respect the suppression attempt and not shoot back unless we are suicidal and desperate. All right. Does that make sense with the suppression tactic? We're going to be using that. You guys use that every single time we hit Op 4. So if you have questions about it, now's the time to ask. All right. So after you fix them with suppressive fire, you will flank them. You will send a team. You'll say, while Team 1 is suppressing, you'll say Team 2 flank their position. Go around them. They'll flank, and then they'll finish them. Any questions? All right. So that basically concludes training. Thank you all for coming out. I believe Sergeant Drumheller has a class that he would also like to give after this, to go over urban combat against Op 4. We've managed to get Warrant Officer off his ass, Wagner, after, you know, he was a little traumatized after that heli crash, but he's all good now. He would fly you guys out to Chinatown, which is pretty clear of WDs. Or actually, just kidding. You guys would do it here on base, going over urban combat. So if anybody's interested in doing that, make sure to stay after. But as of right now, let's get into a single file column in front of me for your rewards for this training. Let's get some space between the first guy and the second guy.
I'll go last, please. Gals.
Alright, you're good.
Say thank you. What the fuck?
Oh,
Thank you, what the fuck?
Both of you see me after this.
Who?
What?
That's what happens when you open your mouth, Yogi. Every time.
Alright, you're good.
Thank
Get
you,
out of here.
First Lieutenant.
For those of you who are interested in sticking around, it's going to be more of a fire maneuver course. We're going to go over basic fire maneuver, also known as fire maneuver, also known as the 4Fs. And it's not necessarily for urban combat only, it's for anywhere where we're facing off against people with guns shooting at us. It's mostly
you're
about
good.
movement
Thank you.
and recognizing cover, concealment, and good overwatch position.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you.
Tip in the spare bay.
Yogi, shut up.
Alright. And if you attend that training, you will receive fitness and strength XP. Close, Carl, close. Alright, get out of here. Next.
Hello.
Whoa. Sweet. Move.
Thank you.
You're good.
Appreciate you, LT.
He's just sick of everyone.
Alright. Well done.
Thank you,
Next.
sir.
Let's move that line up a little bit.
Joke is on you guys. The nimble XP is way better, or the nimble, experience is way better than the aiming.
Go away.
Thanks, LT.
Next. It's how was your first training?
Pretty good. Besides my one fuck up, but it was pretty good.
Any complaints?
Nope. Pretty straightforward.
Smart. You're good.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Next. Alright, you're good. Oh, sorry.
She probably deserved it.
I just get so mad, I just see red. And I can't control my actions.
damn, dude.
Alright. Go away.
And
Go away.
Alright, you're good.
Thanks,
Be
what the
gone.
fuck?
Dude, how did I get in trouble?
Alright, you're good. Drum, give me the list of everybody that attends the training and puts effort into it.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Do I need my
record it
kit
with
for
your
this
camera
training,
as
Zorn,
well.
or is it cool to just...
Hey, 3 people are talking at once. What'd you say, LT?
Please record it with your camera as well.
Roger. You gotta keep
It's on Marco. Walk.
Yogi, are you not coming to this? Alright, we got 8. That's good. Let's move to the west gate.
I guess just not gonna answer me.
What was your question?
Just save up your breast milk right now, though.
It's too late. You had your chance to be helpful and a good leader. Set an example.
Wow.
So, for purposes of this training, we are assaulting our own base, starting here. What we are going to be looking at is how to move cover to cover, essentially, and how to set up Overwatch when you are the cover element and not the maneuver element. Crossing LDAs. So, who does not know what an LDA is?
Me.
Alright, LDA is a linear danger area. That means an alleyway or a road that has cover on both sides. So this isn't the perfect example, but this road going north is an LDA. If we were crossing north to south right here, the gate area and the road, the main road going through the base, would be an LDA. It just means exactly what it sounds like, linear danger area, meaning a danger area that goes in a line. So that's mainly roads, alleyways, and then sometimes some strips of forests.
Huh?
We're going to go over what you should automatically be doing when you get to a structure, primarily clearing around the outside of the structure as much as you can. That's either the Overwatch team or the maneuver/breach team, so that's more of a support role. But the support roles within a squad change every time you go into a new building, and sometimes even room to room. Making entry into buildings or compounds, which entry that you should be going for, or dynamically making an entry if you don't see a good one. And then when you exit a building, basically shouting coming out, and preferably how many people are coming out. But as long as you shout coming out, we should be ready for friendlies to come out. So we'll do the same thing here. We'll split teams. Green to the right is team 1. Green to the right is team 1. Who wants to lead the team?
We need it.
All right. Kroggle and left is team 2. Who wants to lead this team?
I'll volunteer.
I'll let Littleberry lead because he's done this before and he has the experience to catch any fuck ups that I'm. So what we're gonna do? Let's go ahead and get in the bunker. We will start in the bunker. This is a dry fire exercise. So, team 1 and team 2. First thing we're doing is we're moving across to that other bunker. So what are the considerations that we need to take?
High ground?
If possible, so just from right here, from where we are now, though. What are the considerations?
The open area to the north of us.
Yep. So cover is the consideration, and communication on who's moving and who's covering. So, Team 1, you're going to move first. Team 2, you're going to cover. And what I would do here, and this is not always you're not always going to do the same thing. The fire maneuver is extremely dynamic. It's up to the team leaders, and it's up to everyone to know what you should be doing most of the time. But in general, because for that bunker specifically, we can already see all the way around it. We don't have to worry about clearing the corners or anything, so it's just straight up, it's essentially successive bounding. Team 1's going to move to that building, and then Team 2 is going to move to that building. So move when you're ready.
Alright, Team 2, you got us covered? To the north?
Yeah, roger. Alright, Team 2, get security out for Team 1. Cover the north and the south.
Team 1, get on me, east. We're getting ready to move in 3, 2. Move it, move it. All right, give me security, all angles.
Covering south.
All, yep, good job.
Covering north.
Covering south. I got east. Who's got my west? Where's orbits?
Milton's
we have
got
one more.
the west.
What the fuck is going on? Bits?
We have one more. We're missing one.
I think I'm desyncing.
Okay, get that east side.
All right. Just
Cover
like
east,
Bounty,
cover east.
When you're moving in an
That's
environment
west.
like this, make sure you call set.
I'm covering west. You got east. Okay, good shit. We're set. Ready for you, Team 2.
Alright, Team 1, you gotta make room for us to get there. We can't all be bunched up.
All right, let's push further in this bunker, y'all.
Let me know when your security is up.
Copy. Hang tight.
Alright, I got to the west.
I got 0
west.
to south.
I got
here.
east and north.
Checking north. All right, Team 2, we're set.
Alright, Team 2 on me, let's bond. Alright, Team 2 set.
Alright, now we're gonna do the same thing. We're moving up on this next building though. We cannot see past the building. So what we need to do, Littleberry, come with me. What we need to do when one team moves up on the building, the first thing you should do at every building is secure the far corner. So if we're a two-man team, say if we're doing this in buddy teams instead of in fire teams, when we move up to this building, I'm gonna automatically take and clear this north corner. And see what Littleberry did? He automatically took and cleared the south corner. You guys copy? Tracking?
Yep,
Tracking.
Yep, yep.
Alright, move back and go ahead and do it again. That's the dumbest bug I've ever seen.
All right, Team 1,
Right.
stack up east side.
Ready to move.
Ready to move.
Alright, Team 2's got you covered, go ahead.
All right, move it, move it, move.
They've got you covered, so while you're doing movements like this in a dangerous area where you might be getting shot at, you need to haul ass. You need to either be running or sprinting. Do not ever walk with your weapon up.
All right, let's push this building. Let's get inside.
Nope, nope, nope.
No,
Before
we're staying
pushing
outside.
the building, before pushing the building, they need security on your building.
All right, copy that. We're set. Team 2, you can move up.
So for building that size, I would not push my team to it. You would
That's-
clear with two people in outside security.
Yes,
Alright,
but
copy
for
that.
purposes of the training, let's do both full team.
Roger. Alright, Team 2 on me, let's move down there to build. Get in the middle of Team 1 here, on the back wall.
Run, do not move weapons up. Run, run, run.
Alright, Team 2's in position.
All right, Team 1, collapse south. Whoever's on point, go ahead and start pushing that building as soon as we're on your ass.
Good shit.
Set, move it up.
I got eyes north.
Sorry, you guys did need to clear this building. We're not just moving building to building. We're also clearing.
All right, y'all two stay there. Stay there. You're with me. You're with me. On me.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Reaching. Going left.
Should I have another run on my switch?
All right, room clear. Let's move back out. We'll link back up with the guys that are east.
2 coming out.
We're coming out.
All right, when you got people covering and you know that they're covering, don't ever walk weapons up between buildings. You are
All right.
you are rushing cover to cover.
Copy.
1, are you in position?
1 is set. Ready for you 2.
Okay, Roger. 2 on. I'm gonna move 1 in the back of the ceiling and regroup. Let's push this far corner. Security out behind. Alright. 2 set.
Alright, communicate what you're gonna do. We need to get this building clear, so how are we gonna do it? The door is on the far side. So we need to push security up, watching the far side, so probably the 2 corners here. South, east, and northeast.
Alright. Team 1, let's push it up. Yep, push us.
2 on me, and we're gonna push this southern corner.
Nope, stay around the corner here. This is where it starts getting kind of tricky, and you got to be dynamic and use leader discretion. You went straight past the door without looking at it, from what I saw. So don't cross the door, especially if it's got windows on it.
Do we got someone in risk?
So move back, Team 1, and stack up on the south side of the wall here. There you go.
Yeah, right with them. I was on the 249.
Alright, let's just hold what we got, fellas.
So communicate what you're gonna do to breach this room, to breach this building.
Alright, I need to, actually I'm gonna flood it. We're gonna flood it with all of us. Last man, watch the door as we push in.
Roger that.
Ooh, we're stuck.
Yeah, not much
Next
room
door
in
doesn't
here.
move.
Short room.
Yep. Alright,
Short
push it
room.
out, push it out. Alright, let's pull security here. Team 2, we're ready for you. We've got a pretty long run though. But we've
You
got
guys
you
can
covered
also
from this
vary-
spot.
There you go.
Say again?
Go ahead and push that next building, Team 2, all the way. We've got you covered. Let us know when you're set.
Roger, Team 2 on me. Double time it. Give me 2 guys on in southern corner, 2 guys, 1 guy with me on this north corner. All set when you're set.
Set.
Alright, 2 set.
Alright, let's move it, 1. Let's move it. Double time.
Alright,
Alright,
you
two
guys
get
want to
back
keep
with your
going?
team. We'll cover this corner.
Solid.
Let's consolidate.
You guys want to
Alright,
keep
Team
going
1
with this, or
set.
you want to move on to the next topic?
I'd say we can move on.
Yeah,
Alright.
we can move on.
Let's see where's some good.
I think we're moving on.
We're moving on.
Yeah, it's fine. We just hold here
Right.
until.
So let's move on to covering LDAs.
Alright,
So
let's regroup
the
on
LDA
them, yeah.
right here is this road to the east. Team 1, you're gonna cover. You're gonna have 1 to 2 guys. The easiest thing is high-low. One guy's crouched, and 1 guy's standing over him shooting. I'm gonna move out a little bit, but you ideally want to be. Actually, let's demonstrate this from the other side, so there's not a wall blocking it. Everyone move across. All right, so we come up on this wall. Get on the west side back here. Everyone in cover. Everyone in cover. All right, we're coming up to this wall, and we see that it's an LDA going north to south. Team 1 is gonna cover, so it's gonna be 1 low, 1 high. So someone get up behind me. All right, and you're gonna call out that you're set, and the other team's gonna move. And this is almost bounding or peeling, depending on. We're moving perpendicular to the potential threat, so it's almost peeling by team instead of bounding. But it's the same thing. It's just cover and move across. So which team are you on?
Team 1.
He's with 1.
Green.
All right, Team 1 set, Team 2 move.
Roger, moving. Okay. 2 set.
Hold on. Wait. Make sure you guys are out around the corner doing the same thing, watching high-low.
Yeah, I think I'm out. These fucking lockers are
Okay, yeah,
blocking
I
me.
can't, yeah, okay. Good copy. Alright, so they're set, now you guys move.
Move it across. Let's roll.
Now this time when you move, you're gonna go all the way, you're gonna go past them, and you're gonna go all the way and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to set up security high-low.
I'm low.
Am I?
And if there was another building across the street, you would do the same thing again. You guys would hold this corner, and team... What fucking team are you, Little Barry?
2.
Team 2 would move across again. It's the same thing going all the way. Any questions on that?
Tracking.
Yes, sir. No, Sergeant.
Negative.
All right, Little Barry, what else?
Regarding what, Sorry? Are we still doing LDAs, or?
No, everything. We have holding sectors, moving in and out, crossing LDAs, things that should be automatically happening when arriving at a structure, which is holding your corners, and establishing
Roger.
security.
I would... Yeah, so, since this is specifically MOUT against Op 4 armed hostiles, so I would... Yeah, so... If we're clearing, let's say we're clearing north to south, if the entry, you come up on a building you want to clear, if the entry to that building is on the south side, or the door to that building is on the south side, don't fucking use that door, because you don't want to go down there and turn your back to the uncleared side of the AO. So in that case, if the whatever material the fucking walls are made of, if they allow you to make an entry, then make an entry on the north side and breach it like that. Again, and then when you're coming out of the building, once it's clear, use the same entrance, fucking exit north side, and what you guys were doing when you're calling out, like, hey, 2 coming out, and so on, that's great. But use the same fucking exit, exit same way you came in, basically. So the point being, don't ever move to the uncleared side of the A, or don't expose yourself to the uncleared side of the AO. Words are fucking hard for me today.
Yep.
If that makes sense to everyone.
So, for example, the easiest example would be when you guys cleared the talk. Do you see how the only door is on the bad side? The door, the direction that we were moving is the side that door is on. Meaning, if we were clearing further east into the base, we would have had to put our back to that door to go in that doorway, which we did. You guys understand how and why that's bad?
Copy that. So we should have probably sledged the western side if that were an option.
If that were an option, tell me why that's not an option on that build.
It's concrete.
Correct. So that has to be taken into consideration. It is my great hope that in the near future we will get explosive breaching charges, but don't hold your breath on that. So we'll have to, it'll just be volume of fire. The other option would be smoke to cover that while you clear it, but right now, out of character, smoke causes about 100 errors a second if you're standing in it, for each person standing in it. So we'll see in the future, but for now, it's basically suppress and breach. Any questions so far?
I've got a question.
Send it.
So if you were on the corner, I need to move to demonstrate. If you were on the corner right here and there was a window right on that corner, would you hold before the corner, or would you move past it and then hold the corner?
Someone needs to take that corner and someone else needs to watch the window.
Solid.
Only once you are pretty damn sure that the building is clear or no one's coming in that window can you drop security on it. But if it's a building with suspected hostiles, you keep someone on the window at all times. Anything else?
Sorry, do you want to go over where to, like, the best place to make the hole in the wall when you're breaching?
I always just pick a spot that looks good to me. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, my point was going to be if you're breaching a wall, whether it's a compound wall to gain access to the compound or a wall of the house to gain access into the house, try to put it close to a corner rather than in the center of the wall, because if you're going in the center of the wall, you have 180 degrees of angles that you're exposed to when you go in. If you go in through a corner, you cut those angles in half. basically. So it's a much safer place
Yes.
to make entry.
It's the difference between a corner-fed room and a center-fed room. If you go in a corner-fed room, you only have to look left. If you go into a center-fed room, you have to look left and right. So yes, if we were trying to dynamically breach this building right here, the tile or one tile up from the corner would be ideal. Any other questions? Comment?
Is there a way to properly dismount a Vic that's taking fire?
The way is the driver needs to get the Vic the fuck out of the area and get it
That's
into
what I
cover
figured,
before you
okay.
dismount. If your Vic is under fire so much that you have to get out of the Vic while it's under fire, there is no good way to do that because we do not have smoke. It's get the fuck out and return fire with overwhelming volume of fire as much as possible while moving your ass the fuck to cover, and hopefully other people will be covering you as well. Bottom line is, if you have someone else covering at any point in time, you should be moving and not shooting until you are in cover. We move cover to cover. Any other questions?
I got one final one.
Send it.
So if you're moving up an LDA, like for example in like Muldraw, where you have, or I think it's Muldraw, but it's one of the towns where you have continuous houses up along a street, where you'd want two teams on either side of the road. If you have both of the teams coming into that LDA from the same side, how would one of the teams cross over onto the other? So like,
I don't understand the scenario. Is there somewhere out here you can demonstrate?
I could probably demonstrate right here, just that side is one side. So if it's like, if you had one team coming from, if you had both of the teams coming from over here and they have to clear up the road, which is the grass, and you wanted a team on either side to effectively clear the road, how would you get that one team over? Like here,
Same
would
thing,
they run?
They're
same
still
thing?
crossing the LDA, so you're crossing an LDA
Right.
over to this side. Say the tent right here is another building, and then you break from doing movements by teams to doing movements by buddy team.
Right.
So
right.
it's the same thing, it just scales down. And these scale down all the way to buddy teams. So it's 1 and 1 if you're on a buddy team, it's 2 and 2 if you're in a fire team, it's 4 and 4 if you're in a squad, and then it's 10 and 10 if you're in a platoon. So you can squad all the way from platoon size down to buddy team size, individual size. The exact same tactics apply, you're just doing it on a smaller or larger scale.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to running the rabbit almost, where you have one team holding and then the other team bounce across.
Anything
Well,
else?
that's just called bounding.
Why don't you guys step out here? It makes me look like you're on a firing, like I'm about to fucking execute you guys up against the... Alright. This is the list of stuff that I have to go over. Tell me if we didn't go over anything to your guys' satisfaction. Holding sectors when stationary, especially when stationary. Moving in and out. Mostly in file, avoid streets, use alleys and backyards, don't move around corners before checking. Did we go over not moving around corners before checking?
Negative. We also did not go over avoiding the streets, etc.
Alright, we'll do that next. Crossing LDAs when not in contact, bounding / trying to cross the shortest distance. Things that should automatically be happening when arriving at a structure, meaning check around both corners and establish security and start working on a point of entry. So the first team across should always be looking for, if we're going to breach into that building, where the best spot to breach is while the second team is getting caught. Hey, there's a door on the south side, but it's exposed. We might want to do a dynamic breach. Hey, the door's on our side. We still might want to do it. Guys, if we are ever fighting Op 4 and we have the option to make a hole in a building and we don't have to go in their fucking manufactured fatal funnel, always make a hole. Always dynamically breach. At the very least, try to find a window into a bathroom or something instead of using the sledge to take down a wall in case it's a building that you can't use the sledge. Don't ever, unless you absolutely 100% have to, do not ever go into the door that they want you to go into.
Too much in that now? Yeah, that was about the
Making entry into a building or compound, make own entrance preferred, do not expose element to uncleared AO, best points for entries. We went over all those. Exiting buildings or compounds, exit via your entry point, do not expose your element to uncleared AO. Ideally, exit via your entry point. I'm bad about doing that. I just exit, but I always shout, coming out, coming out, coming out. All right, so moving in Mount. Do you want to go over that, Littleberry?
Sure. Oh, me to go over it?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, what that means is when we're moving in mod, especially when we're fighting against Op 4, we should be avoiding any kind of, like the main streets and shit like that. Always try to move around, fucking through the backyards, use alleys and shit like that. A reason being that if they have any kind of prepared defenses in the town, they are gonna be on those fucking main roads, fucking machine gun positions and stuff like that. We have a much higher chance of circumventing them or flanking them, etc., and staying out of the main lines of fire of the enemy's defenses if we just stay out of those fucking roads. So that's one thing. The other thing is when we're moving in Mount, the formation that we're the vast majority of the time going to be using is going to be the file, and when we are moving in a file, everybody has a sector of security that they need to be covering. So the point man is obviously covering front, and then you guys are going to be, the people behind him are going to be covering the flanks, and then the person at the back is going to be covering the rear. But that does not mean that he's going to be walking backwards, fucking behind the file there. He's going to be walking normal. He can cover the flank while you're walking forward, but then if we ever stop, let's say we come up to a corner and we are setting up for the LDA, then the guy at the rear is going to be facing the rear and holding security there. I think that's pretty much the points that I was going to make. All of the things that we've been covering today is stuff that should be happening automatically, no matter who you are, without like specific separate orders. So if I'm, for example, leading a fire team and I tell one of my buddy teams in my team to go somewhere or cross to a fucking building, then the things that we need to be, or the things that the sergeant just covered, are things that need to be happening as soon as that buddy team gets to that building. I don't want to have to micromanage my guys and be like, hey, cross to that building, set up security on a corner, start working on a point of entry. No, I'm just gonna say cross to that building, and then when the buddy team gets there, they're automatically doing these tasks when they get there. So they're gonna be clearing around the corners to make sure that the outside is secure, and then start looking for a way into the building if the intent is to clear that building. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had. Sorry.
All right, let's go over here. Follow me. You guys were mostly doing this already. So Team 2, go ahead and push up on this corner and show the sectors of responsibility for each team member.
All right, Roger. All right, Team 2 on me. I'm on point. We're moving. What is this? West to east.
Yep, there you
All
go.
right.
And that's what I was seeing. You guys were basically already doing that.
Roger. I've seen during some past operations when we have when we cleared that bandit camp out in the wood where we found those cannibals, for example, we were stationary on the side of a building like this, and people are just kind of milling about, not like holding security or anything. You guys are not going to be getting like separate orders for setting up security, etc. That's stuff that should be happening every single time we are in a combat area and when we're stationary. If you see a sector that is not being covered, you need to pick up that sector and cover it. But But yeah, we need to have security up at all times.
Alright, I think that's it as far as most of the basic stuff that we want to go over for fire and maneuver. This stuff also works out in the open. Just use trees for cover instead of building. Trees are not really good cover. Out of character, I don't think trees stop bullets in Zomboid. So trees will be more of concealment, but do your best. Try to stay concealed and in cover. There's no rocks really, and we don't have terrain. We don't have ditches and stuff to use for defilade. Defilade meaning natural cover, so little hilltops or hillocks, or like I said, ditches or short ridges or big ridges. None of that exists in Zomboid, so we can't use that stuff while we're moving through. So we have to make do with trees. To go over what Sergeant or Corporal Littleberry was saying a second ago, if we're moving west to east in this base, are we going to move on the south side of these buildings while we're clearing?
Negative.
What are we going to do instead?
Move on the north side.
Correct. And why?
Gives us more coverage. Gives us cover.
Correct. Especially if I'm setting up defenses in this base and I know we're going to get attacked, preferably I'm going to have something like an M113 or a Humvee at that or at the crossroads where the armory is at. And I'm going to have it looking straight west up this road. What moving on the north side does, it does two things. It lets us stay out of line of sight of a prepared defensive position like that, and it lets us move up in its blind spot so we can flank it and eliminate it. So it's not just the one thing. All of these tactics flow together. I think that's it. We've already been doing this for 30 minutes. So does anyone have any final questions or comments?
There's something I'd like to go over regarding like breaching buildings. We didn't go over in the train just earlier.
Let's move. Just follow me.
I just need a door.
Let's use the garage door right here. Do you want to do the big door or the little door?
The little door. Alright, team 2 on me. Actually, just stay there. It doesn't take... I don't need anybody else here. So, one of the big issues that I see when making entry into buildings during the trainings that the LT hosts, also operationally speaking, is the delay in which, or between the point man and everybody else getting into the fucking door. So what I see people doing is, if I'm the... if I have an imaginary stack here, so there's a point man, let's say I'm the number 3 man in this fucking stack, and I'm holding security here because we're stacked up on his door. What I see people do is when the point man goes in, they start moving in like this, etc. And then there's a big ass gap, and this is not how you get in there fast. There's no point, if I'm number 3 in the stack, there's no point with me walking with my weapon up like this to the door. I'm just wasting fucking time. So what everybody should be doing when a point man makes entry and everybody fucking starts flooding the room, just fucking walk like this, and when you get here, put your weapon up and then go through the door and go to the direction that you're supposed to be going. That makes it like twice as fast. Like you'll get your entire stack into the room much faster. If I'm the number 4 guy, it's even more important. Like you go here and then get in the fucking door. So that'll make everything faster.
I think the bigger mistake we're making is people waiting. You're waiting for the person in front of you to move like you're a car at a red light. We're not doing that. As soon as the point man moves, everyone should be moving at the same time to get into that door. There's no reason to wait for the guy in front of you to start moving. As soon as that first guy starts moving, everyone starts moving. And that way, whether you're going weapons up or not, you're going to get in the room much faster and more fluidly.
Yeah. There's out of character. There's also latency involved. So by the time you see somebody moving, like they've been already moving for a while. So if there is any kind of gap between you and the guy in front of you, you need to do whatever you can to close that gap before you arrive at the door. Sometimes that means fucking running.
Any questions or comments on that?
I've got one.
Send it.
How come you don't do dual stacks? You always have the stack on one side of the door instead of. Like,
That's how the unit
people on
teaches
the
it.
side.
Because the breacher, as soon as the breacher is done breaching the door, they have to push off to the side, and then they go in last.
Oh, right.
Because breaching with the crowbar, if you breach with the crowbar, it automatically opens the door as soon as you bump the door open. So if you have a crowbar and you bop that door open, you have to move because you have to swap from the crowbar back to your primary.
That goes for sledges as well.
Correct. What else was I going to go over? We are not teaching this yet. I do not ever open a door and go into a room. We open a door, we pie it out first. Or at the very least, if you think there might be someone in,
You're good.
rabbit that fucking door, and then try to pie it. And then once you think it's clear, and once you've engaged everyone from the inside, then you say, going in and left. We don't teach that yet. Hopefully we will start teaching it soon. But flooding is extraordinarily dangerous. We don't have flashbangs, we don't have frags, we can't smoke out our entrance. The only thing we have is volume of fire, but if there's someone standing on the other side of that door with a SAW or a 240 or a fucking 50 cal pointing at the door, we're just gonna get destroyed in the fatal funnel. If you pie, you'll either be able to see that, or you'll be the unlucky one guy to get schwacked in the doorway instead of everyone else going in and getting fucking destroyed behind you.
Let's get 2 crates of,
so at the very least, I recommend rabbiting doors first,
everything else is fine.
but I fully recommend pieing them first before going in.
So is that gonna get implemented at some point, like the first person would pie it
I don't
instead
know.
of flooding?
I've asked for it to get implemented like 3 times and it's not implemented yet. But we'll
Also,
see.
do you ever put non-issued ammunition in the
Anything else?
in the box?
Oh, dude, I don't.
Do you guys think you got benefit from this course? Do you think it should be a course
Yeah.
regularly
I
taught?
don't know who put all this
Yeah.
6.2 and all that shit in there. That's
Yes, I agree.
It's a good
Thank
course.
you.
I enjoyed my time.
always
Big deal.
put the,
It happens.
All right.
I know.
Give me one here on my clipboard, please.
I'm like, if I see that shit, I'm moving it. Basically,
Yeah.
this is standard.
And if you guys think there's other stuff that we need to go over
7.62 in there.
for fire and maneuver,
It's their ass.
let me know.
I'm gonna
Do you
have
think
extra
that there's stuff that we need to go over that we did not go over?
It could have been.
I can't type one for some reason. It's not showing up.
Front door access. You're right.
Slash
Yeah.
S
Two.
space.
Give him a pass this time.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. All right. If you guys can think of anything that we didn't go over, and there's a lot of stuff we didn't go over. So, for example, come back over here to the top. When we were ready to push across here, what do you think we should have done? Instead of how we did it.
Yeah, gone up top maybe.
We should have had our Overwatch set up here, not down there. But for the purposes of the course, I didn't say anything because I don't want to overload you guys with too much information. So think about stuff like that. We're not we're not moving two-dimensionally. We are, but we're playing like we're not moving two-dimensionally.
Is that still applicable if we don't know if there's anything up there, or?
I mean, you got to clear that out. You can't leave that. You can't leave that up there, and then run across with your back to it. So that's a part of the building that definitely needed to be cleared out. I'll implement that next time we do this course, and I'll make sure we're thinking about stuff like that. And it doesn't have to be building to building, like someone said. It can be 2 teams across the street bounding with each other. And it depends. We're not always clearing every building. Sometimes we only clear what we take contact from. Yeah. I know that's how we do it before my time in this unit, before the apocalypse, but we still do it like that sometimes now. Alright, final call. Any more questions or comments?
Yeah, I got
One more.
Alright, send it.
Do we always want to try to take the high ground whenever possible, or is it better to stay on level ground?
Realistically, we would want to take the high ground whenever possible, but in Zomboid, it seems to get kind of fucky with aiming and shooting. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when I try to shoot Zeds from elevation, it feels like the bullets don't always go where I'm aiming properly. Has anyone else noticed that?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay firm, especially
So-
when they get closer to your position. The angle gets more acute.
So, in a nutshell, yes, but there's an asterisk on that.
All right,
What
roger
was,
that.
what was the other question?
Do you use like first man, second man, third man when it comes to
Like
the breaching?
Like static set?
Or like, you know, first man set, second man set, like people calling it out. When you're on
No,
the door.
because we never really. That takes a long time, and in my experience, it's not worth it. Again, out of character in video games, you can see everyone. You can tell that if everyone's set or not, especially in Zomboid from the top-down perspective. But in Arma also, it's not. You just look backward, and a lot of stuff that we do, even though we're teaching this by a whole squad, almost all the clearing we do is a two-man team. So you're almost always going to know if your battle buddy's set or not. Oh, that's another thing. Say everything you guys are doing when you're doing map. Moving up to the door, opening the door, going in and left, going in and right, coming out, moving to the next door. Ready. So sometimes if you can't tell if your battle buddy is ready or not, say ready and wait for them to say they're ready. So I guess the answer is only do it if you really need everyone to be fucking paying attention before you breach something. Any other questions?
I actually got one more. As a medic, is there a certain position that I should be in when on a
Yeah,
stack, or
next to last.
already? Roger that.
If you are ever on point,
That's a
and you are a medic, you're gonna hear me yell.
no. Roger that. I'll stay near the back.
Alright, this is getting a little long, so this is the first time that we went over this stuff. I'm gonna take the video, we're gonna review it, and we're gonna see if it's worth teaching the whole unit. The big thing is these tactics are gonna take a while to proliferate throughout the unit. I'm a big believer in proliferation of information, meaning it's basically train the trainer. So as I teach you guys teach this stuff to other people, and then eventually, and this can be months, but eventually everyone will know this stuff, and we might even not have to keep teaching the class. But that's it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You guys are dismissed.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Thanks for listening, Sergeant.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Can't believe you my TED Talk.
Was that? I don't think you started that joke.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you all for coming to Corporal Littleberry's TED Talk.
No, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
This course was sort of his idea.
Quartermaster?
Yup.
I need 2 boxes of 5.56, please.
Yep.
Wait, what? Oh, that's green. I thought you were.
Krugel. Or Milton,
Hell
sorry.
yeah.
Quartermaster.
Sir?
What's up?
I need
Huh?
a pair of NVGs.
I got a couple more questions on like some of the CQB things, if you're available.
Sure.
Do you need battery for it?
Brief things.
Nah, I got a battery.
When it comes
Sorry.
to
What?
Yo.
the
Hold on.
oh,
Let me get these boxes in here. And
yeah,
we'll...
Thank you.
take your time.
Here's an extra battery.
so you're equipped.
Thank you.
No, I don't need to pop anything. I just need to upgrade my clothes.
Do you have the helmet mount, or does that not matter?
I don't have
All right.
that stuff.
It doesn't
Go over
matter.
the
Just
helicopter.
Okay.
its own thing.
Okay.
I wish I did. Wish I was good at selling.
Thank you.
All right, send it.
One of our guys is around here. Check the quartermaster area.
I
The
noticed
others
when
guys
like
might know.
running the rabbit thing when it comes to like the T-shaped corridor inside of the like CQB stuff. Would it not be like better to have more guns facing down that hallway instead of having a guy run across? Because it's like I'm just trying to like I'm noticing when it's that
you
straight
guys know
hallway.
what
If the
I-
guy's running straight
Yeah.
forward, if there is a guy to go around the
He said
corner,
Yeah, he did. He needed everything upgraded.
I can
no,
upgrade. The purpose of that is to run across faster than
Not
they
the
can.
clothes. Yeah, I think you needed leather and all that good stuff put on this.
I can do it, but it's not
for example, if
the
someone were to come
greatest.
from straight down said hallway, not like
Flimsy leather.